YouTube, K Mills here. Hey, I'm going to be doing a YouTube journey of a good bogey golfer like myself, whereas I am going to have my second hip replacement surgery. Yes, and I love competitive golf. So as you can see behind me with my trophies, and it looks like I had to go ahead and shut it down because the pain in my hip was just too much. I went through this particular process before. The first time I went through it, I allowed myself to go all the way to the point whereas I was on crutches. And this second time around, when I felt that the hip was getting pretty bad on my left side, I said, okay, I need to shut it down. Let's go ahead and find out what's really going on. So I scheduled another appointment, went to the doctor, and found out, yes, the arthritis was so bad, I needed to go ahead and start the process of doing hip replacement. So had my first pre-op today. Looks like everything is scheduled. So next week, Tuesday, I will have the actual surgery and I'll start the process. Now, the first time around was back in 2020. I was able to have that particular surgery, rehab, and then get back to a point of competitive golf where I was able to win my club's championship a couple years later. But then left hip started giving me problems again, and I just couldn't believe it. Just kind of stunted my progress there and kind of gave me a downer a little bit. But you know what I said? I said, you know what? I'm gonna go through this process again, come out even better. This particular time, I feel as though I need to document it. I just need to stay committed to it. So that's one of the purposes of me doing this vlog, is to make sure that I'm staying committed and also in the right frame of mind to sustain my workouts, my rehab, my exercise, my rehabilitation, my fitness. Because in the game of golf, if you're not stretching and you're not strengthening, especially your core muscles, then you're gonna have some issues. And if you do get arthritis like I did, it's really gonna cause you to have a serious setback. So, number one purpose for me doing this particular video is to kind of release the feelings and also the situations that I'm going through, the development that I'm trying to bring about some results that will show up on the golf course. I think that in the past, I didn't follow those particular procedures. It caused for me to get stunted a few times, have some inconsistencies. And as we know in golf, if you really strive to be the best that you want to be, you're going to have to continue to have those particular consistencies. So this is my journey. Basically, it's a good bogey golfer journey back to the fairway, and I'm really looking forward to it. I was a little down about the fact is that I had to shut golf down from the middle of the season this particular year all the way till now. My goal and my expectation is to be back playing competitive golf sometime in March. And also too, let me just tell you that, as a good bogey golfer playing competitive golf, I play in 2 light golf leagues. I've been playing in one for over 21 years. The other one I started 2 years ago. So that's the kind of competitive golf I'm talking about. I'm not talking about, the Corn Ferry Tour or the PGA Tour or a pro amateur type of golfer. I'm talking about a guy who fluctuates between a 10 and a 8 handicap. So my goal is to get back to that particular point and then maintain at that 8 and continue to move down as best I can. So I look forward to going through this journey with you. And just to give you a little bit more background information on me, I started out back in 1998, 99. I guess when Tiger really got hot and was really a competitive golfer. Definitely saw that this was a game that I could play. after my competitive years of playing college basketball. So this really filled that particular void for me of playing competitive sports. From then on, I just love to practice and get out there and make myself better. And so I eventually learned that in the game of golf, you can't do it on your own. You gotta go get lessons, and you got to play against better players and play with better players. So those are the things that I did. Luckily, there was a range close to the house that I was able to go to, spend a lot of time up at that particular range, and met some fine people, met a great coach that was able to kind of give me some real good foundation that I was able to springboard off of, and started playing, pretty consistently after about 3 years, shooting consistently in the 80s. And then from then on, had it spotted situations. Of course, I've got two very fine boys who are great young men, and they played competitive sports. So Dad was kind of, the person that was coaching them in their particular fields of interest in sports. So that took me away from the game, but it was well worth it. I'd do it a million times over if that's what it called for me to do. But now that my kids are up in age and adult men, I find myself, I'm able to have some time to get back to the game. So I was really excited about it, and had an injury, but as most athletes, we try to work through those particular injuries and kind of ignore them, maybe take a pain pill or some ibuprofen to get over it. But this one was much more serious than that, and I was not aware of it. So eventually, through all of my practicing, through my continuing to play through the pain, it got worse and worse and worse. And back in 2018, I was really doing well, but I was really seriously playing through some pain. And I ended up winning a bunch of trophies and a bunch of championships in my playing of golf. Then in 2019, things got a little bit worse where I could not make a full turn. It was hard for me to anchor myself into my right side and fire those hips through the ball. And then in 2020, it just got to a point where I was literally on crutches, could not walk, and I had to go to the doctor. And I thought it was my knees, whereas he told me, no, sir, you need to get hip replacement, and you actually need it on both sides. And I said, which side is worth? He said, your right side's worth now, but your left side is getting to a point where, it's gonna be bad too, so we might as well go do both of them. And I was like, oh, no. Can't do that. That's gonna mess up my golf game. So decided to get the right side done first in 2020. And like I'd always explained before, I was October 2020, had the surgery, and then in March I was playing competitive golf again, able to swing through the ball very well. Well, that lasted that entire year, and then by 22, 23, started shooting very consistently, but the mental aspect wasn't there to really close out rounds until 2023. In 2023, I was starting to find myself able to mentally move all the distractions out of my way, clear my mind, and make sure that I was closing out and winning a little bit more. However, in my particular group, there's a lot of good golfers, so those individuals were right there along with me, playing just as competitively, and also they were also being able to close out rounds as well. So I did win my fair share, but they did as well. So I can't wait to get back to that. But now here in 2024, I just find I cannot complete a turn into my left side and post up into it. And it was really evident when we played in a round and I lost 14 golf balls. So at that particular point, I figured, yeah, we need to go ahead and shut it down. And the pain is just even worse. Do you really want to lose 14 golf balls and then walk home with this much pain? At least if you say that you shot, 80, 79, 78, 77, then you could say, okay, I may want to take the pain a little bit longer, which is still crazy. because you're talking about your health. But I decided to go ahead and shut it down, move forward. So just wanted to come out and let you guys know I appreciate you all letting me just go through this particular journey and talk a little bit about what I've experienced. Hopefully I'll be able to put some videos in place on here. Also put a couple pictures up of the places that I go play. Also, you know, how I'm going through my rehab. I plan on getting a trainer as well, so I'll be able to put some videos up of getting trained as well and getting prepared and get my body back to a place where I feel I can play competitive golf again. So once again, this is K Mills, a good bogey golfer on his journey back to the fairway. Thank you so much. Talk with you guys.